Most men still don't know this. Despite modern medicine, over 90% of people misunderstand what today's HIV treatment can really do, and you're fortunate to hear the truth now. I'm Dr. Jame, a urologist and HIV researcher with 20 years of clinical experience helping men reclaim a normal, confident life. For years, you were told meds only suppress the virus while the rest is luck or willpower. That belief keeps men anxious, inconsistent, and stuck. In minutes, I'll reveal 3 breakthroughs reshaping care: long-acting injections that replace daily pills, next-gen agents that restore immune balance, and simple routines that protect energy, focus, and relationships. If you want a calmer, stronger path, stay with me. Comment HOPE or type 19 to show what you need most so I can tailor the next videos for you. Then hit subscribe to keep learning. Before we dive into the new drugs, let's understand why 2024 is different. I'll walk you through Michael's journey, what stalled his progress, what changed with long-acting therapy, and how the same principles can guide your decisions safely and confidently today. In 60 seconds, I want you to grasp this comfortably. A few minutes here can reveal truths many men often overlook or dismiss as unimportant. Michael, 32, a graphic designer, felt fine. Yet recurring colds and night sweats suggested something deeper was wrong long before any dramatic symptoms clearly appeared. HIV's first move is strategic, targeting CD4 helper cells, coordinators of your immune army. So defenses stop communicating and everyday infections gain room to advance. When CD4 counts fall, the body's alarm misfires, wasting energy on false threats while missing dangers, explaining fatigue, fevers, weight loss, and swollen lymph nodes. Traditional antiretroviral therapy, ART, changed history by blocking the virus from copying itself, lowering viral load to undetectable, and preventing transmission when taken under guidance. Yet, even at undetectable, some men feel lingering inflammation and brain fog because immune signaling stays confused after years of viral skirmishes beyond the bloodstream. Think of your body like a computer network infected long ago. Removing malware helps, but buried fragments still slow performance and leave background processes misconfigured. That is why 2024 matters. Integrase inhibitors stop HIV from stitching genetic material into cells, cutting off its critical replication step and easing immune confusion. Meanwhile, broadly neutralizing antibodies, bNAbs, act like trained sniffer dogs, binding conserved viral sites so your immune system recognizes, marks, and clears lingering threats with greater precision. In Michael's case, shifting to an integrase regimen plus a BNAb protocol steadied his CD4-CD8 balance, and mornings felt clear, energetic, focused, and confident again. Put simply, upgraded therapy and steady routines reprogram the network, like installing a stronger antivirus and rebuilding settings, so immune pathways communicate coherently without overreacting. The takeaway is hopeful. Your body can reactivate natural defenses, and with regimens and coaching, men like Michael move from vigilance to stable, sustainable health. 100% of health problems have a cause. You must understand them deeply, and in the next 90 seconds, I believe you'll find satisfaction in knowing what truly drives your energy. Let me share Michael's story, because what happened to him may already be happening to you. When Michael first started therapy, his numbers looked good, but his energy stayed low, focus scattered, and mornings heavy. He thought it was just age catching up, but the truth was more complex. 3 silent forces were draining his vitality long before any lab result could show it. The first was chronic inflammation, tiny fires burning inside blood vessels and muscle tissues. Even when HIV is under control, leftover immune confusion keeps releasing cytokines, those microscopic messengers that exhaust the body's repair systems and cause fatigue and mood changes. The second was stress and sleep deprivation. Late nights, blue light exposure, and constant worry about what if the treatment fails elevated cortisol, blocking testosterone production and slowing immune recovery. Michael noticed he woke up tired even after 8 hours in bed, his body stuck in a loop of tension rather than true rest. The third was hormonal imbalance, especially reduced testosterone and DHEA levels, common after long-term immune stress. This imbalance doesn't just affect drive or mood, it limits oxygen delivery and muscle metabolism, keeping men trapped in a quiet decline. When we treated these roots, lowering inflammation, restoring rest cycles, balancing hormones, his energy returned within weeks. So remember this, it's not your age, it's the hidden war inside you that steals the strength you once took for granted. And the moment you identify these enemies, your healing begins from the inside out. In July 2025, in a small clinic outside Phoenix, I witnessed a pattern that explained Michael's lingering fatigue despite undetectable labs and strict adherence. The answer hid in a place most men never hear about, the gut-associated lymphoid tissue, or GALT, your immune outpost lining the intestines. GALT is crowded with memory cells that archive past battles, but it can also store viral fragments and infected cells even when blood tests look perfect. Those pockets behave like embers after a wildfire, releasing irritants that confuse signaling, keep inflammation smoldering, and drain energy day after day. He cycled through good weeks and sudden dips, with brain fog by afternoon and aching nodes after minor colds, as if small events triggered oversized responses. Mapping his symptoms to immune cycles showed timing consistent with GALT activity, not medication failure, which remained excellent by every objective measure we tracked. Think of your body's network like a city grid after a storm. The main power is back, yet certain junction boxes keep sparking and tripping alarms. The sparks are cytokines, messenger chemicals that shout too loudly, commanding muscles, brain, and hormones to slow down, conserve, and surrender motivation prematurely. Traditional ART already stopped the wildfire, but the junction boxes still needed rewiring so traffic signals across the immune network could communicate cleanly again. Our plan targeted the reservoir and the signaling noise with 3 steps. Adjust regimen, calm inflammation, and retrain recovery behaviors with measurable feedback. First, we introduced an integrase inhibitor backbone with long-acting coverage, reducing opportunities for residual replication inside tissue sanctuaries beyond the bloodstream. Second, we layered anti-inflammatory nutrition, sleep timing, and heat-cold contrast to quiet the cytokine spikes that repeatedly stole his clarity and resilience. Third, we built a simple morning and evening check-in to detect early drift, so micro-adjustments happened before bad days snowballed into bad weeks. Michael followed the plan precisely because it felt doable, not heroic. He valued small, repeatable wins over grand gestures that collapse within days. By week 2, he reported steadier mornings and fewer crashes. By week 4, workouts felt productive instead of punishing, and focus held through meetings. At the 8-week mark, his CD4 to CD8 ratio trended favorably, sleep normalized, and his partner noticed a relaxed confidence replacing cautious effort. He said, "It's like someone rewired the panel in my house," which is the best lay explanation of reservoir control I have heard from a patient. When those signals harmonize, motivation returns naturally, mood stabilizes, and the body stops interpreting everyday life as an emergency that never ends. Your takeaway is simple and hopeful. Invisible reservoirs exist, yet they are manageable with modern regimens, targeted recovery habits, and honest tracking of response. Let's talk about the drugs that made this possible, and if you're curious which option fits your situation, drop a sign in the comments below. I will walk you through the exact choices most men never hear about, and share what no one has clearly explained to you until now. The 60-second method has arrived, and this is the moment many of you have waited for because it turns science into steps you can actually live with. For Michael, progress began when we paired modern drugs with routines that respected his schedule, energy, and goals as a partner and professional. Option 1 is Lenacapavir, Sunlenca, a twice-yearly injection that blocks viral assembly and reduces chances for hidden tissue reservoirs to reignite immune confusion between clinic visits. Men who travel or juggle shifts value this long window because fewer decisions mean higher adherence, fewer missed doses, and more mental space for family, work, training, and rest. Option 2 is Cabenuva, cabotegravir plus rilpivirine, delivered as monthly injections that replace daily pills while maintaining undetectable viral load in eligible, engaged patients. The benefit here is psychological as much as biological, as removing the daily pill ritual lightens the load and helps men feel normal again, especially with pill fatigue. Option 3 is Islatravir, an emerging nucleoside under renewed review, designed to support CD4 recovery with low toxicity when properly combined and monitored by your care team. For men with lingering fatigue or slow immune rebound, the aim is durable suppression plus immune clarity, so daily life stops feeling like a background alarm you cannot silence. Whatever path you choose, we anchor it with a 60-second daily check-in to spot change early and make micro-adjustments before a small slip becomes a costly setback. Morning, rate energy, mood, and appetite from 1 to 5. Evening, note focus, sleep readiness, and any node tenderness or night sweats, then share the log with your clinician. Michael used a phone reminder, a 2-line note, and a monthly injection schedule. Those systems created momentum, and momentum created confidence he could feel in the mirror. Remember, fewer doses are not doing less. They are doing the right things consistently, so your biology and calendar cooperate instead of collide. Tell me which path resonates: Type 1 for Lenacapavir, 2 for Cabenuva, or 3 for Islatravir, and I will reply with a short roadmap for your next appointment. As your doctor, my guidance is simple. Choose the option that fits your life, commit to the check-ins, and let consistency do the heavy lifting over time. Comment 1, 2 to 3 below to signal your direction, and we will shape the next video to support your journey with specifics that translate into confident, everyday action. Numbers matter because they turn hope into plans you can trust, separating hype from measurable recovery in real men. In Michael's case, the switch to a long-acting integrase regimen stabilized his CD4-CD8 ratio from 0.8 to 1.2 across 8 weeks, with fewer inflammatory flares. His symptom log showed a 60% reduction in afternoon crashes and 0 missed doses, a practical win that sustained confidence and momentum. That pattern aligns with multi-center data from programs modeled on NIH frameworks, where long-acting therapy drives adherence above 95% in appropriately selected patients. High adherence is not a vanity metric. It is the strongest predictor that viral suppression stays undetectable and that immune confusion finally quiets down. When suppression holds, downstream systems follow: better sleep architecture, steadier testosterone signaling, more productive workouts, and calmer mood states through daily stress. Johns Hopkins teams analyzing immune balance report meaningful lifts in CD4 counts paired with fewer cytokine spikes when integrase anchors the regimen and follow-up is consistent. Those studies echo what I see at the bedside. Undetectable is achievable, but the win multiplies when the plan reduces decision fatigue and simplifies each month. Mark, 41, called himself a chronic undersleeper, and he dreaded pills because they reminded him of illness every morning before coffee or sunlight. He moved to Cabenuva with counseling on light exposure, evening routines, and a simple, shared tracker with his partner to celebrate consistent injections and early wins. At week 12, his energy scores doubled from 2s to 4s. His focus held through late meetings, and his weekend runs felt joyful rather than dutiful. The lab story matched the lived story: stable, undetectable viral load, rising CD4, and a CD4-CD8 ratio crossing the 1-point threshold that predicts better resilience. Mechanistically, integrase inhibition blocks the stitching step that seeds new reservoirs, while structured follow-up reduces the small lapses that can snowball into inflammatory setbacks. Layering behavior design onto pharmacology is not optional. It multiplies the effect of strong drugs without demanding superhuman discipline. Science proves consistency beats fear, and the numbers reward men who choose the plan they can repeat month after month. Let me ask you plainly, how well have you been caring for your health? This is the moment to reflect not with guilt, but with clarity and hope. When the immune system stops shouting, the body speaks in gentler, wiser tones. Men often notice sleep deepening first, as if someone dimmed the background alarm. Dream cycles lengthen, morning heart rate calms, and the mind wakes without dread. Michael described it simply: I fall asleep, and I stay asleep. He no longer jolts awake at 3 a.m., scanning for threats that are not there. That steadier sleep resets pain thresholds, lowers irritability, and restores morning motivation. Focus follows sleep. Email threads stop feeling like battles. Small tasks stack into momentum instead of static, because attention is no longer taxed by hidden inflammation. Hormones respond to safety signals. Testosterone production stabilizes when cortisol declines, so strength training produces results again. Libido returns in a healthy rhythm, connected to energy, not anxiety or obligation. Relationships change in these quiet ways. Michael's partner noticed laughter returning between errands, not just on planned date nights. Conversations feel less defensive, more curious, because the nervous system is not bracing all day. Mark's story echoes this arc. After 12 weeks on injections and routine, he called the shift boringly reliable, the highest compliment in medicine. Reliable biology invites reliable habits, and reliable habits compound into confidence. Think of this as resetting your system. Not a factory reset that erases history, but a firmware update that fixes the loops that kept draining your battery. Your past remains yours, and your future runs smoother on the same hardware. Faith belongs here too. Hope is not pretending. Hope is choosing practices that make improvement probable, then repeating them until they feel like identity. So reflect with me today, as your doctor. If you are sleeping poorly, carry stress in your jaw, or feel detached from your own goals, these are signals worth honoring. They are invitations, not verdicts, and your body is ready to answer them. Begin with tonight, a screen-free hour and a consistent every-night bedtime routine. In the next 60 seconds, share what you learned with someone you love, because clarity multiplies when it travels from one steady heart to another. Men rarely lose themselves in one dramatic moment. They drift through detours that separate strength from purpose, dignity from desire, and hope from daily decisions. Michael felt like a passenger in his life, watching days pass behind glass, courteous outside, yet privately unsure where his courage and direction had gone. When inflammation quieted, sleep deepened, and his regimen finally matched his days, first change surprised him. He laughed again without forcing it or explaining why. Mark called shift a second springtime. Not dramatic or loud, but gentle and persistent, like morning light returning to a room you forgot had windows. Confidence is not a costume. It is a signal from a body that feels safe, restored, and ready again to move toward what truly matters. Identity does not vanish under diagnosis. It waits beneath fatigue and fear, rises when nervous system stops bracing for storms that no longer deserve attention. As your doctor, I track numbers, yet I measure success by ordinary signs: steady mornings, relaxed conversations, and a mirror that returns a warm face. This renewal is not magic. It is practice repeated until your cells believe you, and the old story fades because it is not rehearsed anymore. Share this message if it helped, because someone you love may be one conversation away from choosing treatment, restful sleep, and patient, courageous consistency today. If shame whispers that you are behind, remember always healing honors sequence, not speed. Today's precise step beats yesterday's regret and tomorrow's fragile imaginary perfection. Stand with me for a breath, shoulders loose, jaw soft, eyes steady. Say, I am not broken. I am learning, practicing, and becoming whole again. We have reached the close together, and you now understand why 2024-2025 looks different. Hidden reservoirs fuel immune confusion, modern regimens quiet the noise, and a simple, repeatable routine turns treatment from a burden into momentum you can genuinely feel. Here are the practical choices we covered. Lenacapavir, a twice-yearly injection that frees your calendar. Cabenuva, monthly shots that replace daily pills. And Islatravir, an emerging option designed to support CD4 recovery when properly combined and monitored with your care team. Michael's steadier mornings and Mark's doubled energy remind us the lab story should match the lived story. Undetectable viral load, healthier CD4-CD8 balance, restful sleep, and calmer focus. Proof that the goal is renewal, not mere survival, and certainly not pretending everything is fine. Your next steps are clear. Schedule testing if you are overdue. Discuss these options with your clinician. Commit to the 60-second daily check-in, share the log each month, and plan a first follow-up at 4 to 8 weeks to adjust early without judgment. If this helped, subscribe and comment 1, 2, or 3 to signal which path fits your life. Type HOPE if you want more guidance. And share this with one person you care about. Consistency beats fear, and you are not behind by choosing today. As your doctor, I'll continue walking with you. One measured change, one calm breath, one dependable habit at a time. So lift your shoulders, unclench your jaw, look ahead, and remember, you are healing, you are learning, and you are deeply worth protecting.